Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm Tony with Powersports of Palm Beach. Today we're going to be installing some aftermarket parts on our 2014 KX250F. In a previous video we did some parts on a 450F, a 2014 450F, so if you subscribe to our channel you can check those videos out. So just to let you know some of the parts we're going to do an exhaust system, an FMF, we're going to do a set of rental handlebars, maybe some brake lines and some levers. We'll see if we get those on video or not, but just want to encourage you guys to like our page, share our page. If you got any comments or anything, just leave them below. You know, here we go. All right, guys, so today we're going to be installing a FMF exhaust system on our 2014 KX250F. This header that FMF makes, it's called a power bomb header. It's got this little power bomb here. In a previous video for a Honda F250L, we put a power bomb header on. So you can find that video on our YouTube channel if you want to check that one out and see the differences between the pipes. But we're going to be trying they make this pipe too in stainless steel and titanium. Titanium is a lot more expensive, it's a lot lighter. I recommend the stainless steel just because it's going to last a little bit longer than titanium, so it's a little bit better investment if you're not racing or trying to save as much weight as you possibly can. The exhaust system we're going to install is a FMF Q4, and it's a stainless steel mid pipe, aluminum canister. It's a good pipe. They call it a Q4. It's a quiet pipe. They make another pipe for factory off-road racing, but this customer wanted the pipe to be a little bit quieter in decibels because they got a little track at their house they like to ride at. So one thing I am going to do on this pipe is, if you can see right in here, maybe see this little round baffle in here. We're actually going to take that out. The customer also has another insert that he puts in when he goes to certain places to ride, because certain places want you to have different decibel levels for whatever reason. It's Florida. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. I'm also going to give you a sound of what the bike sounds like afterwards and before. So here we go. All right, guys, so here we go. We're going to start with taking our header pipe off and then the plastics in the rear muffler. You only need a couple tools for this job. You're going to need a ratchet and a extension. This is what I'm going to use. A 10 and a 12 millimeter socket, an 8 and a 10 millimeter T-handle, and to take the baffle out, you're going to need an 8 millimeter wrench, the one baffle we talked about just a little bit earlier. So pretty simple. Just going to go ahead and take the header off. You're going to use the 12 millimeter right there. One thing about the header is they only have about 14 to 16 foot-pounds of torque on the nuts. So on that nut that holds the header on, it's real simple. You don't have to torque them down extreme. What ends up happening is people will go ahead and bend the plate that holds the header onto the head, and it bends the plate so much that it's very difficult to get off. So if you can see, this is a pretty brand new bike, so this thing should just come off pretty simple. So there's a stock header pipe. Put that to the side. The back plastics, there's an 8 millimeter down here. Go ahead and snatch that off real quick. The one on the seat is a 10 millimeter. And I'm kind of doing this rather fast, but like I always say in our videos, if you're going to do this at the house, make sure that you just take your time and you don't lose any bolts. Make sure your area is clean. You know, we do this all the time, so we, you know, a little bit more proficient at it than the average Joe. One bolt up top that holds the header down. There's one more right here. They're both 10 millimeter. And there we go. There's the muffler. Header's pretty easy. Just go ahead and slide that guy right in there. All right, so I just got a little 8 millimeter bolt out, and you should just be able to grab that insert and just slide it out. It's basically all it is, just a little screen filter. A lot of places in the country, they make you have a screen. The reason the screen's in it is because if the muffler ever backfires, the engine ever backfires, any type of flame, as soon as it hits a screen, it'll be dissipated, so you're not going to blow flames out the back of the bike. In some national forests, you can't even ride unless you have some type of screen filter inside the bike or on the bike. They won't even let you ride there. So it's always good to hold on to this if you ever do go to a riding area that does keep these, because then you show up, you don't have it, you can't ride. So we're going to go ahead and put the muffler on, and it's pretty simple. Just slide it in place. Make sure you take your time. Got my bolt lined up there real good. Again, just hand tight. The reason I said keep it loose is because when you try to get this bolt in, sometimes you got to move the pipe a little bit. So you just want to make sure that you have enough room in there to move it. And again, those bolts are just 10 millimeters. I usually always tighten the muffler first, and then I'll go back and I'll tighten the headers. And again, the headers don't need too much torque. Always consult the manual. You probably ask why don't I use a torque wrench? It's because we just do it every day. I know what it's supposed to feel like. I recommend if you're a novice or doing it at home that you do consult the service manual for your bike. But again, should be somewhere around 15 to 18 foot-pounds of torque. So the muffler's back on. I'm gonna go ahead and put our piece of rear number plate back on, and then we're gonna give you a sound bite, what it sounds like with this cool exhaust system on, the baffle out. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so we just got done putting our FMF Mega Bomb header and Q4 exhaust on. We're gonna fire this puppy up and let you hear what it sounds like. Good idea, guys. Always make sure you let the bike warm up a little bit before you start romping on it. You see it all the time where people just get on a brand new bike and just right off the bat, they need to be warmed up. The reason why is because there's coolant inside the bike on a water-cooled bike, and it's cold, and the bike's starting to get hot because the piston and the combustion. So you always want to make sure before you just start romping on it that you always let it warm up a little bit. 30, 45 seconds, you're good to go. There you go. There's your FMF Mega Bomb header, Q4 exhaust, installed on our 2014 KX250F. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We have tons more parts going on this bike. We did a 450 in the past. We do all kinds of cool stuff here at Powersports of Palm Beach. You can check us out on the web at 561 Powersports, like our Facebook page. Check us out on Twitter, Google+, or anywhere in Palm Beach County. Just type in motorcycle and you'll find us. Thanks for joining.